No siempre se escucha. A veces es un simple crujido en la madera, un leve susurro que podría haber sido el viento. La sensación de que algo o alguien está presente cuando no debería. Una sombra que se mueve en la periferia del ojo, justo donde la lógica deja de ser útil. La oscuridad, cuando es total, nos devuelve al estado primitivo del miedo. En ella la imaginación se convierte en enemiga. No hay figuras definidas, ni ruidos claros, ni formas que podamos clasificar como seguras o peligrosas. Solo está el silencio. O algo peor, un silencio interrumpido por lo que no esperas. En esos espacios vacíos, el horror no necesita mostrar monstruos ni crear laberintos sobrenaturales. Solo basta con el miedo a estar solo y con la idea de que quizá no lo estás.
El ático de Belayud. El ático de Belayud.
Audrey Hepburn, the role you're going to remember whenever you're alone.
You behind the door. She's a lost it still don't move.
Gloria?
She is blind, and she is alone, with a terrible suspicion growing.
Gloria, I know you're there.
You went right down the list and told me that the doll linked Sam and Mrs. Rote. And now Mrs. Rote's dead. Murdered right next door.
But maybe I was wrong.
That doesn't matter. If you thought that way, the police will think that way. Well, don't touch that!
During the last 8 minutes of this picture, the theater will be darkened to the legal limit to heighten the terror of the breathtaking climax which takes place in nearly total darkness on the screen. If there are sections where smoking is permitted, those patrons are respectfully requested not to jar the effect by lighting up during this sequence. And of course, no one will be seated at this time.
I played Harry Road Jr. in the script, and he's a monster. He's a sadistic, drug-ridden psychopath.
We started casting, and I had the idea of Alan Arkin, because he's such a meanie when he wants to be. He plays a great villain. And he had 3 villains to play, so he played 3 different parts and changed his makeup for each one, and was terrific in each one. Scared the heck out of you.
You want something? You, Mr. Talman. And you too, Sergeant Carlino. I want you to.
I think playing a heavy is liberating if you have a lot of rage and negativity in you that you want to expiate and are afraid to do in your own life. I have my problems like everybody does, but I don't think that's one of them. It wasn't liberating for me. In fact, I don't think anybody was terribly happy with what I was doing for a long time. I had a plan for this guy, and that was that he gets unleashed the first time he pulls a knife on somebody, which was weeks into the shooting of the film. I was playing him as what looked like him being a kind of a laid-back guy. But it wasn't laid back, like a snake being laid back. It's just waiting for an opportunity.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess named Lisa.
He was on every conceivable drug known to man, and they were all kind of counteracting each other. So he was in a state of negative neutrality.
Oh, man, you're a charmer.
I remember that for like 2 minutes after I pulled the knife for the first time in the script, everybody breathed a sigh of relief, and everybody said, oh, yeah, okay, we see what he's doing now. It starts to make sense.
All right, fat man, over there, now both of you through the door backwards.
Most of all, I hated terrorizing Audrey Hepburn.
Down we go.
I was nuts about her. I was crazy about her. That whatever one has heard about her, whatever her screen persona appears to be, that's what she was like.
I just what I called to tell you I was the best in blind school today. That's my girl. I really truly was, cross my heart.
I thought that Audrey couldn't always play the young, slightly gaga, wide-eyed ingenue. So I thought if she played something as demanding and as difficult as a blind woman who was terrorized by 3 real monsters and who finds a way to save herself and turn the tables on the worst one of the 3, I thought that would establish her as a pretty good actress.
Do I have to be the world's champion blind lady?
Yes.
Audrey was never happy with her performance in any film. She always thought she could do better. She wanted to improve all the time, and she always said, I've got big feet, I've got a big nose. She always saw things that worried her.
I'm not a very good blind lady, Gloria, and I'm still not used to all this dark brown. I get cranky and impatient, and I know I look dreadful half the time.
Oh, no, you're gorgeous.
What a lovely thing to say.
Audrey always lacked a lot of confidence. She didn't seem to be that way in her performance. And I couldn't always keep going and saying, that was great. I felt that was not something I should do. I stayed out of it and just stood there in the background waiting for disaster to strike any day, and it never did.
What did she say? I told her she just left a message.
Dick Crenna was a very warm, personable, attractive guy, and he was playing one of the 3 crooks, which was a good switch for him. That's why I liked the idea of doing it.
Sorry to trouble you, Mrs. Hendricks. Afraid this is going to be one of those days.
I had a good time with Jack Weston.
Carlino here.
Weston was very improvisatory. I'm only really happy when I'm getting spontaneous feedback from somebody else. And Jack Weston was able to do that.
You're a lovely cavalier, only don't tell Sam you helped me. I'm supposed to be learning total self-sufficiency.
What we based really Audrey's performance on was the way blind people conditioned themselves to live in the world. She didn't want to wear a lens or something on it to make her eye look cloudy or anything like that. She just did it by looking a little bit starry-eyed.
What are you going to do with that gasoline?
Oh, you just guessed.
I called up Jack Warner one day and said, we'd like to show you the rough cut of the picture. So we went down to this projection room, which is like Grauman's Chinese, and there was Jack sitting all by himself. He says, Jesus, you guys are right on time. That's great. Let's go. So we get to the big scene where Alan Arkin jumps out and grabs Audrey's ankle, and Jack jumps up out of his seat, turns to me, and he goes, like that.
I did interviews at a couple of screenings of the movie, and I hear this scream from like 1,000 people, and it scared the hell out of me. I said, God, what's that? And he said, it's you. Apparently that went on at every screening of the film for months. At that moment, the audiences just went berserk.
Oh, God!
I think by and large the American public had not been exposed to that kind of people, and I don't think the reviewers had, so that they felt initially that what I was doing was a little bit bizarre. But the attention I got from the film escalated as the years went by, and people started having people like that live next to them or see them in the newspapers or on television more, so that it didn't seem as far out as it was initially when I did it.
Trouble.
I don't really know why the film is so effective today. I do know that the more you show people, the less work they have to do. And part of theatrical experience is what you bring to it. We're not encouraged to bring anything to an experience anymore. If you're watching a scene where somebody's getting beat up behind a couch and you can't see it very well, then your mind goes to all your own personal nightmares, what could be going on there that you can't stand to see. And that feeds your own emotional life. But if you're seeing every graphic moment of it, then it lets the audience off the hook, so they're not sharing in the experience of what's going on. They're not contributing anything to it.
Pick up the cane. And tap on the floor, right where you are, so I know where you are. Go on, tap.
She was witty, she was enormously hard worker, and incredibly game. Secretly, I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be able to have that kind of joy and ease on a set. I felt like I was working with real royalty, but in the most beautiful possible way.
I'm very proud of the picture, and I'm very proud of Audrey in it. I think she does a beautiful job. In fact, all the actors are good, but Audrey is just that little bit better.
Sola en la oscuridad, título original, Wait Until Dark, 1967, dirigida por Terence Young, es una obra maestra del suspense psicológico que transforma el espacio doméstico en un campo de batalla de tensión extrema. Protagonizada por una imponente Audrey Hepburn en uno de los papeles más complejos y arriesgados de su carrera, la película explora cómo el miedo, la vulnerabilidad y la inteligencia se entrelazan en una lucha a ciegas, literal y figurativamente, contra un enemigo implacable. La historia gira en torno a Susie Hendricks, una joven ciega que vive en un modesto apartamento neoyorquino con su marido, Sam. La tranquilidad de su vida se ve alterada cuando una muñeca, que sin saberlo su marido ha traído desde Canadá, se convierte en el objeto de deseo de 3 criminales que creen que en su interior hay algo mucho más valioso que algodón. La muñeca contiene droga, y sus dueños están dispuestos a todo para recuperarla. El líder de los delincuentes, Harry Rhodes Jr., interpretado por un inquietante Alan Arkin, despliega un plan sádico y manipulador para confundir a Susie, aprovechándose de su ceguera para crear una atmósfera de engaños, suplantaciones de identidad y falsas apariencias. Lo fascinante es cómo Terence Young construye una película que se desarrolla, en gran parte, en un solo escenario: el apartamento de Susie. Este lugar, que debería ser su refugio, se convierte en una trampa. Cada rincón, cada lámpara, cada interruptor, cada movimiento de aire tiene un papel narrativo. La dirección es milimétrica, y la puesta en escena se convierte en un engranaje perfectamente ajustado de tensión creciente. Young, que ya había dirigido varias entregas de James Bond, demuestra aquí una precisión quirúrgica para mantener al espectador al borde del asiento, jugando con la iluminación como si el ojo humano fuera otro personaje más. Audrey Hepburn, famosa hasta ese momento por sus papeles elegantes, románticos o inocentes, se aleja completamente de su imagen habitual para encarnar a una mujer que, a pesar de su fragilidad física, se niega a ser una víctima. Su interpretación le valió una nominación al Oscar y sigue siendo una de las más complejas de su carrera. La forma en que transmite terror, confusión, determinación y astucia sin poder mirar a nadie a los ojos es un logro actoral absoluto. Susie no solo sobrevive, lucha. No con fuerza bruta, sino con intuición, inteligencia y una voluntad inquebrantable. Pero si Hepburn es el corazón de la película, Alan Arkin es la amenaza palpitante. Su Harry Roat es uno de los villanos más inquietantes del cine de los 60, precisamente porque no parece un asesino. No tiene una apariencia monstruosa ni un comportamiento estridente. Es frío, calculador, metódico. Su maldad es cerebral y su crueldad se manifiesta en lo psicológico antes que en lo físico. La forma en la que se introduce en el mundo de Susie, cómo se infiltra en su rutina y manipula su percepción del entorno, convierte la película en una pesadilla de control mental. Roat no solo quiere recuperar la muñeca, quiere dominar, quiere aplastar, quiere jugar. La película adapta una obra teatral de Frederick Knott, y eso se nota en la estructura cerrada y claustrofóbica del guión. Pero lo que podría haber sido una limitación escénica se transforma, bajo la dirección de Young, en una virtud cinematográfica. Cada puerta que se abre, cada apagón de luces, cada paso en falso, se convierte en una fuente de tensión. El clímax, uno de los más legendarios del cine de suspense, se basa en la oscuridad total, literal. En el cine, durante su estreno, los últimos minutos se proyectaban con las luces del auditorio apagadas por completo, para que el espectador compartiera, aunque fuese simbólicamente, la ceguera de la protagonista. Fue una decisión audaz, inmersiva, que convirtió al público en parte del relato. Y funcionó. Más allá de la estructura de thriller, la película funciona también como un estudio sobre el miedo y el empoderamiento. Susie no es la típica víctima femenina en peligro. Al contrario, a lo largo del metraje, vemos cómo pasa del desconcierto a la estrategia, de la debilidad a la acción. Aprende a usar su entorno mejor que los que ven. Controla la oscuridad como un arma. Invierte el juego, porque cuando no puedes ver, empiezas a escuchar más, a oler más, a sentir los espacios de otra forma. La película nos recuerda que los sentidos no son lo que pensamos, que ver no siempre significa entender, y que estar a oscuras no implica necesariamente estar indefenso. La fotografía de Charles Lang, también nominado al Oscar, utiliza luces tenues, contraluces marcados y sombras expresionistas para construir una atmósfera opresiva sin necesidad de trucos baratos. No hay monstruos detrás de las cortinas, solo hombres. Y eso, en cierto modo, es lo más aterrador. El montaje es sobrio, sin artificios innecesarios. Todo está al servicio de la tensión. La música de Henry Mancini, quien ya había compuesto para Desayuno con Diamantes, sorprende aquí por su tono amenazante, casi minimalista, rompiendo con la calidez a la que tenía acostumbrado al público. Los silencios juegan un papel crucial. A veces el terror no necesita notas, sino la ausencia de ellas. A nivel temático, Sola en la oscuridad aborda también la idea de la autonomía. Susie se enfrenta no solo a criminales, sino a su propia percepción de discapacidad. La película nunca cae en el victimismo, sino que construye una figura femenina que, sin caer en heroísmos forzados, representa la fuerza de quien no se rinde, ni siquiera cuando el mundo se apaga por completo. Con el paso del tiempo, esta película ha sido objeto de análisis, homenajes y versiones teatrales, pero ninguna ha logrado igualar el impacto cinematográfico de esta obra contenida y feroz. Es un ejemplo perfecto de cómo el terror psicológico puede ser más devastador que cualquier despliegue de efectos especiales. En sus 108 minutos, demuestra que lo que no se ve puede ser incluso más letal que lo que se muestra. Sola en la oscuridad no necesita casas encantadas, ni criaturas imposibles. Solo necesita una habitación, una mujer que no puede ver y un hombre que no quiere que ella sobreviva. Y en ese espacio mínimo cabe todo el horror del mundo.
Eyes that can't see, a world in shadows, a deadly game where danger prowls. In an apartment, the night lurks, an innocent prey whom no one suspects. In the darkness, the truth is hidden, a cat and mouse, where life responds. The melody of danger begins to sound. Wait in the darkness until the end. A doll is the key to a fatal plan. A man lies in wait with his animal instinct. Blindness is her strength, her way of seeing. In the darkness where she must prevail. In the darkness the truth is hidden, a cat and mouse, where life responds. The melody of danger begins to sound. Wait in the darkness until the end. The tension rises, the fear grows. In every corner, death appears. Lights that go out, a final breath. In the darkness where everything is the same. In the darkness the truth is hidden, a cat and mouse, where life responds. The melody of danger begins to sound. Wait in the darkness until the
Si te ha gustado este análisis y quieres seguir descubriendo joyas del cine de terror y suspense, no olvides suscribirte al canal El Ático de Belayud, darle like al video y dejar tu comentario. ¿Conocías esta película? ¿Te atreverías a verla completamente a oscuras? Nos vemos en la próxima, si alguien enciende la luz.